Hi everyone, back again with me, Magic Joe, and in this video I would like to share my clear for the Tarot Residual 1 level 55. It's gonna be the last series for Tarot Residual level 55 series. You could check the other two videos that I previously made on my channel as well. And for the level recommendation, I would like to recommend you to finish this stage at level 40 and just make sure that you have some notes on your talents upgraded, like a tactical talents or maybe the talents that could give more attack or more defense to your units. And also just make sure you have the tactics upgraded as well, because it's gonna help you a lot to do the stage easier. And yeah, without any further ado, let's start to discuss about the units that I'm going to use in here. Before I start to discuss about the Papal Priest, I just want to let you know that I've cleared this stage a long time ago. So what I had on the run is the old recording from me. Yeah, I think I've cleared it when I was level 41 or 42, but now all my units are level 47. So if that's make a confusion for you guys, I'm really sorry about that. And for the first unit that I want to bring on this stage is Papal Ice Priest. He's been very famous in the Tower of Conquest as well because of his ability Icy Blast that can knock back some units like multiple targets in one move, and it only has 3 turns cooldown, and it also can reduce the speed and movement speed of the enemies with 75% damage multiplier AoE damage. So yeah, this skill is really helpful to clear this stage as well. And also another skill that I want to bring is the Ice Lance. So this is like a single target attack with the 130% multiplier that can also reduce the movement and also speed for my enemies. And Force Field is not a mandatory, so if you want to change this one with another skill, you can. But this is what I'm gonna bring for him for this stage. And also the equipment wise, I'm just gonna put these 2 equipments that is going to be like permanent for him, and also the Verdict of Justice for the critical hit increasement, and also M attack value from the details here. Yeah, it's not very detailed because all you want to do is to deal some damage and also just knock back some enemy units. And you could also knock back some barrels to make some extra damage of the collision to the enemies using this skill. And for the main damage dealer, I'm gonna choose Crimson Falcon because of her role as a seeker. It's really effective to deal some damage, especially like a back attack to the boss. That's why I bring her to the stage. And skill wise, I'm just gonna put a lock on that can reduce physical defense of the target, and also some precise strike for the critical hit chances and flurry stabs. And for the items, I'm just gonna put the best dagger that I can have, and also the spring tonic for the survive ability. And for the Tarot Whisperer card here, I'm gonna put Course of Fortune because of the Wheel of Fortune buffs. It's gonna be very helpful as well to give some damage and also survive ability for my team. And it's also because the physical attack that I have on this Tarot Whisperer is really big. That's why I choose this tarot card instead of others. For another damage dealer here, I use Outlaw Crossbowman. It's because of his Watcher role that would have advantage to the destroyer units, which is last on this stage. I just want him to kill last as soon as possible and deal some damage on the enemies. So in order to do that, I'm just gonna put the Whale Hunter, which is going to give 20% more damage to the enemies with infection, and combo it with the infected arrowhead, and also the trait that he has, which is going to deal 35% more damage when attacking an enemy with debuff. And also for this skill, I'm just gonna put a knockback shot to be able to knock back the enemies to the pitfall, And also armor piercing shot with the highest damage multiplier that he has is 150% damage. And also he could shot it from afar. It only requires 3 energy and it has no cooldown. So I wish that I could deal more damage to Lush using this ability, and also knock back all the minions that I could knock back to the pitfall using the knockback shot. And for the Turret Whisper here, I'm just gonna use the Verdict of Justice for the critical hit chance and also some physical attack from its status. And for the tanker role on this stage here, I use Blade. It's because of his role as a seeker. That means he could deal more damage and also take less damage from the breaker, which is the boss, at the same time. But the main reason I'm gonna use him is because of his fancy footwork and combo it with the Trustless Shadow. So if you don't know about this, you could pretty much trigger the Trustless Shadow every time if you have the dodge. So you could use the 2 skill of this at the same times, in the next turn. So you could trigger the Trustless Shadow passive in here to gain the dodge and attack the enemies like maybe more than that once. And also for the equipments here, I'm just gonna use the dagger that I have, and also some survivability from the strength pill, which is going to heal 20% HP and also dispel 2 debuff from the units. And for the turret cards, I'm just gonna use the Guidance of the World, because sometimes you just want to use the dodge and you might need more energy to do that. That's why the Guidance of the world gonna give you 1 extra energy every time you stand by on your turn. And also for the trade here, you could utilize the Blessed Arrow every time your ally units just do some attacks on the enemy. It will help you to do some assist attack for like 15% of the physical damage and also dispelling the 1 buff. So this trait is really useful for giving extra damage on the enemies. And for the support and also healer on this stage, I use Nightingale. It's because of her 2 instant healing ability that could provide you a big healing, also from the regeneration and also damage reduction from my team. And that first aid of the heal could be like 80% of your max HP, so it will heal your unit from 20 to 100%, which is really good. And also you want to utilize the trait, which going to give her 1 cooldown reduction for all the skill if you have a dying unit on your team. And also for the reaction ability, the protection of light is really great, especially if you want to tank the damage from the boss or other units. I use this one to tank the boss attack and also some single target attack from the enemies. And for the equipment here is the cube and also the fancy hat. I just make sure it level up at level 50 before I did the stage, and also the Guidance of the World for extra energy, because as you know, the problem of Nightingale is the energy. So Guidance of the World will give you 1 extra energy every time you stand by and not choose to do any action on your turn. And also the reason why I'm using Nightingale is because I want her to tank the Lash Whip of Blame kind of skill. So I try to bait Lash to use that skill on her, so my team could survive from the attack from Lash. Let's talk about the battle and the strategy. But before that, I just want to let you know the tactics that I use on this stage is Maneuver Command, that you could always use to do some back attack if your units couldn't move farther away, to do that back attack to cancel the big AoE from the boss and also remove the buff from the boss. You could use the Maneuver Command and easily land a back attack on the boss. And also the second one is Summon Explosive Barrels. That is really useful to deal some damage to multiple targets at once. And with the knockback, you want to deal extra damage from the collision to the enemy units. And the third one is Convallaria. As we all know that we use this flag to give some attack, also defense, and also some extra energy and the 1 turn cooldown reduction every turn. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's start the game. For the position of units, you might want to do that kind of thing, because these 2 Seekers could take the damage from the pikeman that has the breaker roll, which means they will take less damage. And you just need to wait in the first turn and starting to deal a little bit of damage to the units. And then on my second turn, I'm just gonna use Icy Blast to just knock them away. The reason why I hit that stone is, so on this stage you want to destroy the stones, but only the stones that have 1 level. Not the stone has 2 level, because it's too hard for you to hit them, to break them, or to destroy them. So just hit like all these 3 or an extra 1 on the back of the Tempest. If you hit all the stones, like if you destroy all of them, it's going to give you more space, and also it will give you a chance to move to do back attack on the boss, because sometimes it's gonna be hard when the boss is facing the frog and you couldn't land the back attack to the boss. And also that's my second turn of the Outlaw Crossbowman, and I have already taken those 2 pikemen at the round 2. And for now, what we want to do is just deal damage to the Tempest and kill him as soon as possible. The reason why I choose to destroy the stone instead of dealing some damage to the Tempest is because the Tempest has the Wind Fury ability and also the reaction ability, which going to give him like attack and also defense buff if he deals some damage or he taking damage. And also the reaction ability will cause an AoE damage around him in a circle, so you don't want to do that if you hit him from the front or the side. Pretty much you want to hit him from the back. So that's pretty much you wanna do. If you want to hit Tempest to deal more damage with a melee attack, you just want to hit him from the back. But it's okay for you if you want to hit him from adjacent or like from the range, because it will not proc the reaction ability. And with the death of the Tempest, the units from the backline is going to move forward, especially Lash. So what you want to do is to bait Lash, just use the AoE skill on your Watcher units, because your Watcher unit will have like 50% damage reduction because of the roll advantage. The thing about the guard here, the guard has the defender role, right? And defender role will always naturally goes to the seeker. That's why you want to put all your seeker on one side and bait them to go on one side, and you can knock them out. You can knock them back to the pitfall. And also just make sure that you bait Lash to use her skill at the very long range, so it could only hit one unit, not multiple units. Okay, so why I did some instant kill over there is because I couldn't reach the point where I can place the barrel. That's why I utilized the instant skill from the ice sprays, Papal ice sprays equipment to put the barrel and also knock them back, which going to cause a collision damage on loss and also the explosion from the explosive barrel. So with the blade, you want to proc the dodge as much as possible. So and just move him close to Lush, because if Lush doesn't have the whip of blame, all what he's just gonna do is just auto attacking with the basic attack. So you pretty much could dodge the basic attack, but still you couldn't dodge the passive. But Blade will be fine with that. And also the Wing Guardian thing will target the closest enemy from his side. So that's why Blade has two dodge and can dodge both of the attacks from the Lash and also the Wing Guardian. So your unit will be safe while doing some damage to other units and also to the boss. I use the maneuver command to knock them back. An Iceland to kill the guardian over there, or the defender. Cancel the big AoE with the back attack from the Crimson Falcon. And that's the Trashless Shadow. Deal some extra damage to Lush. Another proc of the Trashless Shadow, so as long as you have the buff and also the dodge, it could proc more than once. That lock on passive from Crimson Falcon is really good because it's going to reduce the physical defense of the boss and you could deal more damage to it. Yeah, I just tank it with Nightingale. Killing that Lash before she could release another Whip of Flame. And I'm starting to hit the Wing Guardian because I know that my Crimson Falcon will do enough damage to kill the boss. And that will be the final blow for the boss. And that's it for this stage. You could see all the skills, the tactics, and also the equipments that I use on my units on this page. And if you have any question or if you want to have some suggestion to this type of content, feel free to share your thoughts on the comment section below. And yeah, I just want it to be a quick video. So that's it. Have a nice day and see you again next time. Bye now.